Coming up, Furman students march in the nation's capital and here in Greenville for gun reform.
A string of burglaries in the South housing dorms has the student body locking up their belongings.
Also, an all-male pageant raises laughs from students and money for breast cancer research.
And what is the Furman advantage? Our current and incoming freshmen are getting a pretty good idea. I'm Yvonne Boulay.
And I'm Mary Kate Fry. Welcome to the Nightly News. 3, 2...
The following program is produced by students in the Department of Communication Studies at Furman University.
When I had once or twice thought I lived my life.
Determined to effect change after tragedy, the students at Stoneman Douglas High School made their voices heard. Isabella Quiros reports.
Spread the word! Spread the word! Have you heard? All across the nation! All across the nation! We are going to be a great generation! Now give yourselves a hand.
On March 24th, over 800 March for Our Lives events occurred around the nation. An estimated 800,000 people flooded the streets of Washington, D.C. to attend the primary march and rally for a cause. The youth-led movement was started by survivors of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting in Parkland, Florida that occurred just over a month ago.
We need a change and people's lives matter more.
Students from across the country wanted to witness such a historic movement that is now being called one of the largest youth protests since the Vietnam War. The signs they proudly carried showed their passion as well as their creativity in making their voices heard.
The violence has gotten completely out of hand. People should not have super easy access to the kind of weapons that they have, like assault rifles, and we need to protect our children in schools.
March for Our Lives wants to increase voter registration and encourage young voters to participate in local and state elections. They hope to see government officials support the requirement of universal background checks before gun purchases, as well as a ban on assault weapons in the future.
Whether back home at Greenville or here in D.C., make sure to get involved and get your voice heard. I'm Isabella Quiros, reporting for the Nightly News.
The marches for stronger gun control weren't limited to Washington. Upstate citizens and Furman students got into the movement as well. Crystal Brockington reports.
Close to 2,000 people filled the streets of Greenville to march in response to the recent Parkland school shooting. Marchers are calling for an end to gun violence and are hoping marches organized across the nation will ignite change.
Is that it's our lives that are being affected. College students and high school students shouldn't have to learn in fear. And unfortunately, we've grown up in what's deemed the generation of mass shootings. It's really our generation that's seen the increase in this. So it's going to be our generation that has to fix it since no adults have done it already.
Protect us, not your guns! Protect us, not your guns!
March is just the beginning. The other students and I will be taking legislative action moving forward, and we hope you will continue to support and empower us.
The Greenville Sister March was organized and planned by 18 Greenville High School students and 2 college students. The March for Our Lives movement has sparked political engagement from youth across the nation and has been a driving force to encourage youth to register to vote.
I'm with them. I'm just so excited because this is, to me, this is the heritage that we need, that people are involved and we don't let distract us and hate us, keep us from doing what's necessary.
Everyone out here isn't of age to vote, but if you are, you need to get registered and be aware of what your policymakers are standing for and who is actually going to be making change at a government level.
People are gathered behind me, marching down the streets of Greenville, and this is only one of the many marches that is happening across the nation. People have said to me today that they are wanting people to make change starting after this march, and it starts now. So they're encouraging people to register to vote to make sure that legislators are hearing their voices. Reporting for the Nightly News, I'm Crystal Brockington. Related burglaries reported at Furman have campus police investigating. Emma Holthauser reports.
Recent events on Furman's campus has faculty and students wondering if the Furman bubble is really as safe as people think.
So in this instance, somebody went into an unlocked dorm room in South Housing and stole some gaming equipment, 2 gaming consoles and some other miscellaneous things. So that's what happened in this instance. We have some leads that we're currently following up on, working, but we don't have a suspect per se.
I got back and I didn't really notice it at first, but I looked around and I saw that like it wasn't there, and I was like, oh, this doesn't look right. So I left my room unlocked because I wasn't sure like if my roommate had left already or like anything like that, and I didn't want to lock him out because he usually doesn't have his key on him.
Locking your room is first and foremost, you know, for your own personal safety and for your property safety, locking your room. And then number 2, I think the next most important thing is probably reporting suspicious activity, whether it's someone on campus that just doesn't look right, or you know doesn't belong, or maybe it's a student, but they're just not, you know, they're up to no good, or you suspect they're doing something they shouldn't be doing.
And yeah, I have told like my friends and other people to like just make sure their room's locked, just because like you don't know who's around that could take stuff.
And the reason people leave valuables like that around here, whereas they wouldn't in a bigger city or bigger campus, is because it generally is a very safe place.
Be sure to download the Live Safe app for campus updates. And this is Emma Holthauser reporting for the Nightly News.
Up next, a traditional Easter celebration becomes Furman's afternoon activity.
Also, sorority Zeta Tau Alpha raises money with some friendly competition. Here's Lexi Harvey with our activities segment.
Thanks. I'm here inside of the FUSAB office. FUSAB provides events for almost every occasion. It is no different this spring. Emily Brumlow reports.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Furman University's Student Activity Board, or as most students know it, FUSAB, have outdone themselves yet again this spring season with the Egg Hunt Extravaganza. Furman students were able to bring their inner child out this evening on the Milford Mall.
We've got about 2,000 eggs, all with raffle tickets hidden throughout them to get some prizes. We've got a band playing Mystical Pickle, we've got King of Pops, Auntie Anne's Pretzels, some crafts going on, just lots of fun stuff to interact with.
There were a few ways students could win prizes. They could find the most eggs, find raffle tickets in their eggs, or find the ultimate golden egg.
Winners can get some really big prizes. We've got a Fujifilm camera, we've got tickets to Six Flags, I know there's like an Eno in there, so you're really getting your money's worth because you're not paying any money. So come on out for some good fun and some good laughs too.
Although all participants were not winners, everyone seemed to have a great time at the Egg Hunt Extravaganza.
It may be cold outside, but spring is in the air at the Egg Hunt. This is Emily Brumlow reporting for the Nightly News.
Find out how you can gain the title Biggest Man on Campus while saving the Tatas. Mary Paisley Belk reports.
3 stages of competition took place. Firstly, the Bra Runway Walk. Secondly, the talent show portion, and thirdly, the question-answer segment. The BMOC bras were decorated by females involved in numerous campus organizations to show support towards Zeta's philanthropic endeavors.
So I'm volunteering on behalf of the soccer team, and this philanthropy event actually means a lot to me because I'm in the 6th grade. My aunt passed away from breast cancer, so I thought it would be a great thing to raise some awareness and raise some money for this foundation.
They did not all win the official first place title, but in everyone else's eyes, they won Biggest Hearts on Campus through participation. The talents varied from dancing, singing, rapping, and even introduced the world of Furman to stomach whistling. Shout out to Shalik Smith for winning the title.
In the end, Zeta Tau Alpha really takes the crown after raising over $5,000 towards breast cancer education and awareness. This is Mary Paisley Belk reporting for the Nightly News.
That's all for activities. Back to you, Mary Kate.
Thanks, Lexi. Furman University is currently piloting new Furman Advantage incentives that will be implemented next year. Kayla Wong reports.
The Furman experience is going to look a little different for next year's incoming freshman class.
The Furman Advantage, Furman's strategy and vision for the university, ensures an individualized four-year pathway for every student, with opportunities like study away, research, and internships guaranteed. It also integrates advising and mentorship at key points of the student experience.
One of the key components to the Furman Advantage is we needed a way to deliver that to all students, because the guarantee is for every single student. You need some mechanism for delivering that.
The mechanism Furman has chosen is the new Pathways program that is currently being piloted by 100 of our current freshmen.
And we go over different things that will help us be a better freshman and a better student at Furman. We've talked about how to find and participate in clubs, how to balance our schedules, and even how to find various resources on campus like the academic tutoring or I've learned some things through it. Most of the lessons I really enjoy and I feel like are super helpful to my freshman year and like learning how Furman works.
Furman hopes that the new Pathways program will also be beneficial to our sophomores.
It becomes kind of sometimes referred to as kind of a lost year, because freshmen have all this attention through orientation and RAs and frads. Juniors and seniors have selected majors, they're studying away, they're in smaller classes in their majors. But sophomores are still kind of searching, a lot of them, exploring what major do I want, do I want to do an internship, what career path do I want? And so, the university has been great about providing a systematic experience for our second year students. So one of the goals of the Pathways program is to not only give a very intentional experience to our first year students, but then to continue that on into the second.
The university is awaiting feedback from focus groups on the Pathways program and other new Furman Advantage initiatives. This is Kayla Wong reporting for the Nightly News.
Coming up, want to know how our golf team is doing during this high-stress season?
Also, Furman hosts its very own March Madness tournament. Here's Jessie Daly with our sports segment.
Thanks, Mary-Kate and Yvonne. The NCAA golf tournament is coming up and the Furman men's golf team is practicing hard in hopes that they will make it this year. Jack Marshall reports.
Golf season is in full swing, and the Furman Paladins are practicing hard, hoping to win the Southern Conference Championship and go to the national tournament.
The team is trending nicely. Got a lot of talent coming up through the ranks right now and played really well. Put up a lot of solid numbers this spring. Just made some course management mistakes here and there that have led to some big numbers that have cost us from winning a few tournaments, but they're trending nicely, and win SoCon and make it to NCAAs would be a big accomplishment for this team.
The Paladins just finished their home tournament where they had their 5-man team as well as 6 individual players. They played well, and they hope that momentum will help them finish the season strong.
I played pretty well at the home tournament, finished 4th. North Florida won. They're top 25 team in the nation. They're pretty solid. Matt Lehman plays an individual. He played phenomenal. 65 is his low round of his career, and it's a couple higher than the low round any Furman golfer's ever shot. Keller played really nicely. Connor Bruns played really nicely. Scott birdied 5 out of his last 6 holes. We needed that as a team. I think everybody played well as a whole in the conditions the last day. So again, they're trending nicely and hopefully make a move towards SoCon in the near future.
The team has talented freshmen, and they can feel the different expectations there are for them now that they are college golfers.
Well, immediately the talent level is just through the roof, and coming out here and seeing these guys work hard makes me want to do the same thing and compete at a high level. The school, the balance between school and golf also helps me really focus and just helps me become a better golfer overall.
Golfers are known for their superstitions, and Hunter is no different.
I always have a $50 in my pocket, always carry an extra ball in my back right pocket, only write my scorecard with a Sharpie, double knot my left shoe.
The Southern Conference Championship opens up on April 22nd this year in Pinehurst, North Carolina. With the Nightly News, this is Jack Marshall.
Many Furman students are stressed about work. Basketball could be the best way to let off some steam. Paris Karstead reports.
With the academic year in full swing, students spend hours studying away in the library. To balance the schoolwork, it's important for students to find a way to de-stress. One common way to calm your brain is through physical activity and athletic experience.
now that I'm upon midterm weeks and final weeks, basketball is just a great way to just decompress from all of that. I feel like basketball is just poetry in motion. It's just very free-flowing. You kind of craft your own type of game, so everybody doesn't have the same game. So I think my specific skill set is different than everybody else's, and I take pride in being able to craft it.
FCA, an organization serving the athletic community on the campus, provides students with an opportunity to leave the library and let off some steam.
So every year we host a basketball tournament here in Alley Gym, and this year it's called March Madness. We love giving students an opportunity to take time out of their busy weeks to stop, relax, not have to think about school, and just be able to go out there and play. And we're hoping that this is an opportunity for people to get out here and compete.
With the winning shots, students left the tournament with a renewed sense of energy, pride, and camaraderie, ready to take on their other responsibilities.
If you missed the tournament but you feel that basketball is a great way for you to de-stress during the busy academic year, be sure to check out the hours at the club. This is Paris Karstad with the Nightly News.
That's all for sports. Back to you, Mary Kate and Yvonne.
Thanks, Jessie. That's it for this week's Nightly News.
Tune in again next week to keep up on all the latest at Furman.